Hello everyone. Today we will discuss a female reproductive system. Female reproductive system of the human. The female reproductive system consists of a pair of ovaries. The female reproductive system consists of a pair of ovary. The female reproductive system, it consists of a pair of ovary. Next one, fallopian tubes, a pair of fallopian tubes, a pair of fallopian tubes, a pair of fallopian tubes. Next one, single uterus, single uterus. Next one, vagina and external genitalia, and accessory reproductive glands and accessory reproductive glands. So the female reproductive system consists of a pair of ovaries. So they are a pair of ovaries. Next one, a pair of fallopian tubes. So they are the fallopian tubes, a pair of fallopian tubes. So the fallopian tubes is also called as oviducts. Fallopian tubes also called as oviducts. Next one, single uterus. Next one, vagina. Next one, external genitalia is also called as vulva. Next one, accessory glands, female reproductive accessory glands. So they are the parts of the female reproductive system. First heading, ovary. Next one, ovary. First one, ovary. So the female reproductive system, the ovaries are the primary female sex organs. Ovaries are it is a primary female sex organs. The ovaries are the female primary sex organs. Ovaries are the female primary sex organs. Next one, the ovary, they are presenting. So the ovary, they are production from the ovum. It produce ovum or egg in each menstrual cycle and releasing steroid hormones. So the ovaries are there releasing from the ovum from each menstrual cycle. The females every month. So every month they producing ovum. So this ovum is releasing from the menstrual cycle time. So every menstrual cycle releasing one ovum. Next one, so they are also releasing from the steroid hormones. Next one, the ovaries are location. It is located one on each side of lower abdomen, presenting in the each side of the lower abdomen, presenting in the one on each side of the lower abdomen. So the lower abdomen region, left side presenting one ovary, right side presenting in one ovaries. Totally one pair of ovary presenting in the females. So the one on presenting in the each side, left side one ovary, right side one ovary. So they are presenting on the lower abdomen region. So they are present in the lower abdomen region. Next one, the ovaries are attached to the abdomen. So the ovaries are attached to the abdomen through the folded membrane. So the peritropic membrane. So the folded membrane. So they are called as a mesovarium. 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 So they are connecting from the ovary with abdominal valve. Ovary attached to the abdominal wall. Abdominal wall. So just a rough diagram see the. So they are the one ovary. So these ovary attached to the abdominal wall. So they are the abdominal wall. Just example. So these connecting membrane, the folded membrane. So this folded membrane is called as mesovarium. Mesovarium. So they are the testis ovary attached to the abdominal wall through the mesovarium. The mesovarium connection from the ovary to the abdominal wall. Ovary to the abdominal wall. Next one, the ovary is covered by the membrane. Ovary is covered by a membrane is called as germinal epithelium, covered by a germinal epithelium. Germinal epithelium covered by the germinal epithelium. The ovaries are covered by the germinal epithelium. Just rough diagram. So these are the one ovary. So their ovary is covered by the germinal epithelium. Germinal epithelial membrane. So germinal epithelial membrane. They are the germinal epithelium. Germinal epithelium. Next one. So these are the below the germinal epithelium. They contain a membrane. So they are called as tunica vaginalis. Tunica vaginalis. Their membrane is called as tunica vaginalis. Next one, the ovary, the inside of the ovary, they contain a stroma. This stroma is divided into outer cortex and inner medulla. Outer cortex and inner medulla. The ovarian stroma. So they are the stroma. So the stroma is divided into two regions. Stroma is divided into two regions. Stroma is divided into two regions. Divided into two regions. Outer cortex region, inner medulla region. Inner medulla region. So the outer cortex region and inner medulla region. So these are the outer cortex region. So they are the outer cortex. So the inner one is the medulla. The outer cortex and inner medulla. Next one. So the outer cortex region. The outer cortex region contains a dense connective tissue. Dense granular connective tissue. The outer cortex they contain a dense granular connective tissue. In this tissue they are presenting on the various stages of developing ovarian follicles. They are presenting on the developing ovarian follicles. Outer cortex region, they contain various stages of the developing ovarian follicles. Developing ovarian follicles. So they are present in outer cortex region contain the developing ovarian follicles. The outer cortex region contain developing ovarian follicles. Ovarian follicles. So their outer cortex region contain various stages of developing ovarian follicles presenting in the outer cortex region. So these ovarian follicles is formed by the infolding of the germinal epithelium. So the ovarian follicles is formed by the infolding of outer cortex. So they are presenting on the various stages of developing ovarian follicles. Ovarian follicles. Presenting on the ovarian follicles. So these ovarian follicles is formed by the infolding of germinal epithelium. Ovarian follicles. Ovarian follicles is formed by infolding of germinal epithelium. Germinal epithelium. So they are formed by the infolding of germinal epithelium. So they are developing ovarian follicles. So they are formed by the infolding of germinal epithelium, the formation of ovarian follicles. Next one, so the inner medullary region. So they are the medullary region. So this region is the medullary region. So the inner medullary region contain blood vessels. Inner medullary region contain blood vessels. So blood vessels. Blood vessels and lymphatic vessels. Lymphatic vessels. So they are the lymphatic vessels. Lymphatic vessels. Next one, neurons. They contain neurons. Neurons. So they are the inner medullary region contain blood vessels, lymph vessels, and neurons. So they are presenting in the ovary. So they are the structure of the ovum. Once revised, so the ovaries, a pair of ovaries present in the females. So the ovaries are the female primary sex organs. Ovaries are the female primary sex organs. So the ovaries, the releasing ovum, the ovaries releasing from the ovum from each menstrual cycle. The ovaries releasing from the ovum or egg releasing from the each menstrual cycle. Next one, they are releasing from the female sex hormones. Releasing from the female sex hormones. Next one, so the ovaries are located from the one on each side of the lower abdomen. One on each side of the lower abdomen. Next one, the ovaries are connecting to the abdominal wall. Ovaries are connecting to the abdominal wall is called as a mesovarium. So the mesovarian connection between the ovaries and abdominal wall. Next one, so the ovaries are covered by the germinal epithelium. Ovaries are covered by the germinal epithelium. Next one, the inside of the ovarial stroma divided into two regions: outer cortex region, inner medullary region. Outer cortex region and inner medullary region. So the outer cortex region, they contain various stages of developing ovarian follicles. They contain various stages of ovarian follicles presenting on the outer cortex region. Next one, these ovarian follicles is formed by the infolding of germinal epithelium. Infolding of germinal epithelium, the formation of ovarian follicles. Next one, So the inner medulla region. So the inner medulla region, they contain a blood vessels, lymphatic vessels and neurons. The inner medulla region contain a blood vessels, lymphatic vessels and neurons presenting in the inner medulla region. So they are the ovary. Next one, fallopian tube. Second heading, fallopian tube. Next one, fallopian tube. Second heading, fallopian tube. Fallopian tube is also called as oviduct. Is also called as oviduct. So the fallopian tube, it extends. The fallopian tube extends ovary to the uterus. It extends the ovary to the fallopian tube extend ovary to the uterus. Extend from the ovary to the uterus. So they are starting from the ovary. The fallopian tube, it extends from the ovary to the uterus. So they are the uterus. So they are opens into the uterus. Same. So they are the ovary. So they are starting from the ovary, ending to the uterus. So they extend the ovary to the uterus. Next one, the fallopian tube contain three regions. Next one, infundibulum. The fallopian tube contain three regions. The fallopian tube contain three regions. First one, infundibulum. Second one, ampulla. Next one, ampulla. Third one, isthmus. Ampulla, isthmus. Infundibulum, ampulla, isthmus. So the ovary, they opens into the infundibulum. So the starting from the ovary to the infundibulum. The infundibulum contain funnel-like structure. Infundibulum contain funnel-like structure. Infundibulum contain a funnel-like structure. So they are the funnel-like structure. So the infundibulum contain a funnel-like structures. Next one, so they are the finger-like structure is called as Fimbriae. So they are the finger-like structures. The infundibulum contain a finger-like structures. Infundibulum contain finger-like structures. Structures is called Fimbriae. Fimbriae. So finger-like structures is called as Fimbriae. So they are the finger-like structures is called as Fimbriae. So these Fimbriae, they are helps from the collection of ovum. So the Fimbriae, so the infundibulum contain the funnel-like structure. These funnel-like structure contain a finger-like structure is called as infundibulum. So they are helps from the collection of ovum. After ovulation, they are releasing from the ovum. That ovum collection from the fallopian tube. Next one, infundibulum opens into the ampulla. So they are the wider part. So the infundibulum opens into the ampulla. Next one, ampulla opens into the isthmus. Finally, the isthmus opens into the uterus. 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 The isthmus opens into the uterus. Next one, the fallopian tube. Fallopian tube. Fallopian tube. So the ampulla isthmus junction. Ampulla isthmus junction. So they are the site of the fertilization. Ampulla isthmus junction is the site of the fertilization. Site of the fertilization. Site of the fertilization. So the fertilization means the fusion of sperms with ovum. So the sperms coming from the vagina, vagina to cervix, cervix to uterus, uterus to fallopian tube. So this ovary releasing from the egg. So the coming from the sperm they fusing to the ovary. So they are formation of the zygote. These are occurring from the ampulla isthmus junction. The fallopian tube, the ampulla isthmus junction, the site of the fertilization. Site of the fertilization. Next one, the fallopian tube attaching to the abdominal wall. Fallopian tube attached to the abdominal wall. Attached to the abdominal wall is called as a mesosalpinx. Is called as mesosalpinx. Mesosalpinx means, so they are the abdomen, so they are the fallopian tube. So their connection is called as mesosalpinx. So the fallopian tube attaching to the abdominal wall is called as mesosalpinx. The conduction region is called as the folded peritoneum membrane. Folded peritoneum, double layered peritoneum membrane is called as mesosalpinx. Next one, the fallopian tube, they transfer from the ovary, transfer from the ovum or zygote. The fallopian tube transfer ovum means egg, or the fertilization time the formation of zygote. They transfer to the uterus through the peristaltic movements. So the ovary releasing from the ovum, that ovum collecting from the fallopian tubes. These fallopian tubes transfer to the ovary to fallopian tube to uterus. Sometimes the fertilization of the ovum, the formation of zygote. That zygote they transfer to the uterus. So these are the fallopian tubes. Once revised, the fallopian tube is starting from the ovary and it opens into the uterus. It extends between the fallopian tube, ovary to uterus. Next one, the fallopian tube contains 3 regions. First one, infundibulum. Second one, ampulla. Third one, isthmus. Infundibulum, ampulla, isthmus. The infundibulum contains funnel-like structures. These funnel-like structures they contain a finger-like projections is called as Fimbriae. Finger-like projections is called as Fimbriae. So they are held from the collection of ovum. After ovulation, the ovum is releasing. That ovum collection helps from the Fimbriae. Next one, the fallopian tube, the ampulla isthmus junction is the site of the fertilization. Next one, the fallopian tube transfer to the ovum or zygote to the uterus. Next one, the fallopian tube attaching to the abdominal wall through the mesosalpinx. So these are the fallopian tube. Next class we will discuss uterus, vagina, external genitalia and female accessory reproductive glands. Discuss next class.